Hello, 8th graders. Today we are going to talk about faults. Okay, it's not talking about like, oh, it's not my fault. It says it's not my fault. I don't know whose it is, but it's not mine. When we talk about faults, we're talking about a break in the rock that make up the Earth's crust that is formed due to the movement of rock on either side of the fault. So again, to put it simple, it's a break in the rocks, okay? And usually the places where we see the most faults are the boundaries between two of our tectonic plates. And this little map here, you can see those boundaries in red. Okay, now there's some different types of faults. We have like a strike, slip, reverse fault, normal fault. And you see the whole point is just the different ways they move. So in like a dip slip fault, depending on which one you're looking at, it's almost where they're either sliding up or down from one another. Okay, so two pieces of land change their vertical. Remember, vertical is up and down position compared to one another. So afterward, one side of the fault is higher than the other. Then we have strike slip, and you can see it has like a little earthquake going on here for a strike slip fault. And a strike slip fault is different. So instead of moving vertically, they move horizontally. Now, these faults can be related to our intrusions that we talked about with relative and absolute dating as well. So we know that intrusions are just those masses of the magma that have pushed under the bodies of rock. And we know that they're always younger than what they cut through. Faults, you'll see, kind of have some similarities to that. Okay, so again, faults are breaks in the rock, and they are also always younger than the rock it cuts through. So let's do a little example here. We have layers A, B, C, D, and E. So D is our intrusion, and E is that break in the rock or our fault. Now, if you see, E is cutting through D. So that means that E, D had to be there first for it to cut through it. So that E, the fault is actually younger. Okay, so we're going to have the fault is younger than the intrusion here. And if you look at this example, so we have layers A, B, and C. We have D as our fault, which is this break in the rock. And we have E as our intrusion. But if you see, D does not cut through E. So that is actually making E the youngest. So pay attention to whatever's on the bottom is going to be younger. And then as far as faults and intrusions go, you have to look at what it's cutting through. I hope this helps.